said, bloody making player tributaries. What was the rule on that again?
Player tributaries, you have to be adjacent to them.
Like a sea tile adjacent kind of thing?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we'd actually ruled on sea tiles. I hadn't considered that. Yeah, I would say one sea tile. Like, as long as you have the...
So, yeah, alright, I'll leave you back to it.
Cool.
Damn innovative Austrians.
So yeah, Austria, innovative is not the interesting thing, it's the fact that they've taken exploration. Because we could well see some Austrian colonies starting to form. They are colonizing in Corral. Oh, Africa! Austrian Africa, taking one of the last provinces here on the coast so that they could jump down towards South Africa and then possibly also... Damn it.
So Mordred, what's up with the new computer and lagging?
I don't know. Like, whenever it happens, I check the times and I'm never behind. So I don't know what's causing that error, but I'm pretty sure it's not actual lag.
Maybe it just doesn't like what you're saying.
Yeah,
Gotta be
maybe.
a better commentator.
I mean, I'm talking about Austria and the fact that they've got exploration ideas right now, so it could well be that.
Oh yeah, let's see, and he's hosting, so he's doing it on purpose.
Anyway, so yeah, Austria currently in Africa. They could jump over into the New World if they wanted to. They do have the range. They can reach Brazil as it stands. Or they could be trying to get down to South Africa, where Portugal already are. So Portugal are now rounding the Cape, going towards Mutapa, and then all of the ivory here. So I would not be at all surprised if we see a Portuguese colony appearing right here. This is also a centre of trade, so it would be very, very potent. And possibly even going after Saklava, although Saklava at this point would be difficult to take simply because they own the whole island. Hayaku, can we not refer to the Ottomans as Kapab, please? Austria taking exploration, not military ideas, basically asked them to get murdered by the Ottomans. Possibly, but the Ottomans are kind of isolated. None of the North Africans like them. Mamelukes are very, very powerful and unlikely to fall anytime soon. Poland, Lithuania have shown little interest in going into Germany. They're far more focused on Russia. So the only real threat that Austria has in internal politics is Italy and France. France has been probably the least expansionist France I've ever seen. So, well, actually that's not true. I've seen some pretty passive Frances. So Austria is going to be fairly free hand in Germany, and they seem to be a very popular emperor. I mean, if we look at the extent of the HRE expanding, his only intended ambition is expanding the HRE. And I would not be at all surprised if we start seeing HRE settlements popping up throughout the rest of the world. I suspect that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a global HRE. Which will definitely be an interesting one. Like, I'm waiting for Japanese HRE. Japan in the HRE, I think, would be the ultimate thing. Have France and Castile broken their alliance? Nope. But they are well beyond great power status, so they're safe at the moment. It's only the top four that are not allowed to be allied to each other. If England became a great power, then they would have a problem, because you can only have one great power ally, regardless of what position they are. But right now, England is not a great power, and they don't seem in any hurry to become one. 405 development, yeah, Morocco is a fair ways ahead of them. Meanwhile, Morocco continues to take out Mosey, so it's clear that they've just drawn a line down this part of Africa saying, all of this is yours, all of this is mine. And the interesting thing is going to be their relations with Portugal, which so far have not been hostile, and their relations with Congo. I think that Congo is going to be regretting that they were not more expansionist early. I would really have expected the Congo to have absorbed most of this by now. So, yeah, there's that. The other thing is, how is colonialism spreading? France is starting to get it. Are they buying it? How is Paris getting colonialism right now? They are indeed getting knowledge sharing, probably from Castile, because Castile would be the one most likely to sell them that. And crikey. Estuary, port to the New World, entrepot, and major colonial port. You want to upgrade this to level 3 as soon as possible? That would be so much trade control. I mean, this place already is worth 128 trade power, and it's a level 2 centre of trade. That is absolutely bonkers. Yeah, you're going to control the majority of Seville's trade just from that one province. Oh, actually, this is a good point. Who has actually been upgrading their centres of trade? Because Castile certainly hasn't been. Portugal hasn't been. France hasn't been. England hasn't. Sweden has. Yeah, Sweden has. Muscovy hasn't. Milan has. Milan's got a level 3 centre of trade. Venice is a level 3. The Pope has. The Pope's actually doing a really good job of trade. I like that. Tunis has. Morocco hasn't. Portugal has. Mamelukes. Damn it, I'm not even doing anything. And again, not behind. I don't get this. Mamelukes haven't, which is actually a bit of a surprise. Mamelukes told me that they were going to focus really heavily on trade, and the status of their centres of trade does not support that. Ajam has. Bahmanis has. Jaunpur hasn't. Delhi hasn't. Oirat hasn't. Japan? Makes a lot of sense for Japan to be doing it, and they haven't. So lots and lots of players just don't bother with centres of trade, which is like one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Yeah, upgrading to level 2 is really cheap and has a lot of benefits. Like, they really, really should be upgrading those. Anyway, how is this coalition war going at the moment? Brandenburg is moving troops around, moving to Gdansk right now. They are on low. Trio's on medium. They just need another like 16 months-ish, and then they'll be able to peace out of the coalition war with no losses. So they've weathered the storm. They've survived. How much debt are they in? 8 loans. So there are over 1,000 ducats in debt. Oh no, just under 1,000. And Poland is starting to have a couple of rebel problems. Although I wouldn't say they're real big issues. They've not taken in any debt or anything like that. Lithuania probably has. Only 2 loans, though. And what's their admin tech state? They're still on 8. They could upgrade to 9, 8, 7. So Muscovy is actually behind the Polish-Lithuanians in terms of getting the new tag. Meanwhile, we have got Ulm going after Bavaria. Round 3. Fight! Ding, 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 ding. Ulm, Augsburg, and Friesland against a completely diplomatically isolated Bavaria. The Ulm side significantly outnumbers the Bavarians. How do you upgrade? You just go to a province with a centre of trade and you click on it. That's it. So, for example, here in Holland, this being a level 2 entrepot, you would click on it, and then it would say, this is how much it will cost, which is 200 for a level 2 and 1,000 for a level 3. So, playing as Holland, we click on it. Upgrading the centre of trade requires 1,000 ducats, so you have only a 14. And that's how it would work. So what are the wars going on? Oirat is fighting against Kathmandu and Assam. Kathmandu, Assams. They're going into the Himalayas now. Going after Nepal. Which I'm a little bit surprised have not formed Nepal. Oh, they still needed Morag. Makwampur and Palpa. And they need to be at peace. They have all of the other requirements, though. France is at war. Who are the French fighting? The French are at war with Burgundy again. Round 4? Ding, ding, ding. France, Aragon, Castile, England, Naples, Navarre and Tyrconnel versus Burgundy and Memmingen. We'll see if they can do it this time. Friesland took Holland's capital. Friesland took Den Haag. Holland's capital is Holland, Amsterdam. It's the administrative capital. Fair. Friesland took the Dutch administrative capital, but not the official capital. So Ulm will probably end the session at war with Bavaria, though they might well be able to take it before the session ends. Although they do still have 2 sieges to go. Bavaria with a very small army left. Malacca is probably still at war in Brunn. Nope, no, they're not. Oh no, they're at war with Palembang. Palembang are not protected because Eagle Slayer did not. Not Eagle Slayer. Yeah, it was Eagle Slayer. Did not show twice. Phaonics in Friesland. We already know about England. We know about Poland. That's going to be the coalition war still. Brandenburg's a coalition war. Morocco is going to be Mali, just taking over the last of these African holdouts. And then Castile's at war with Burgundy. That guy will be in trouble. He'll be between major Indian powers and Russia. Yeah, I mean, the politics of this area, I think, is probably going to be the most interesting in the game. Like, usually, there's a lot to live and die for in Europe, but Europe's been fairly passive so far. Sweden could still ruffle a few feathers. Depends on whether England ever decides to betray France and Castile. That could ruffle some feathers. The emergence of a new Dutch power could, as they could be something of a kingmaker between the various factions which have evolved here. But Austria's doing a fairly good job of just maintaining a relatively standard status quo in the area. Oh, and the Italians could. If the Italians decide to go after Aragon, or decide to go after Naples and split it away from Castile, that would be a very interesting conflict. The way that they would need to do it is make a deal with England for England to break their alliance with France, then just go up against France and Castile. Because I can't see these two breaking their alliance now that they're no longer super great powers. Ottomans could still cause a few issues, but this is going to be a fairly surrounded Ottomans. People acknowledge how powerful the Ottomans are, but their paths of expansion are now cut off. Mamelukes, in fact, the North Africa coalition could be another one. In fact, another way they could do it is if the Italians allied with the North Africans against the Iberian-French alliance and then broke up Castile and Aragon. That would be one way of preventing Spain from forming too. And that's something that the North Africans would probably be in favour of. Ajam could also be something of a kingmaker. They are allied with the Mamelukes right now, so Ajam Mamelukes versus Ottomans could happen. Delhi and Jaunpur. This is going to be an interesting one. Will Delhi stick by Bahmanis, realising how powerful Bahmanis are getting, or will they work together with Jaunpur to try and block it? We shall see. And Delhi, Jaunpur and Oirat working together might be able to block the Bahmanis. Oirat's got to be concerned about Bahmanis because they are by far and away the most powerful military power, and they are number one right now. Oirat are not. Malacca, I think, are going to have a fairly free time. Oh, for God's sake, really? Again, not behind. I don't get why that keeps happening. There is definitely something weird going on with my computer at the moment. I am still dropping frames as well. Not many, but I am dropping some. There is some process somewhere. Graphics card, maybe? That would explain the stream issues. Because I am encoding on the graphics card. And then over here, Japan, which is just going to be another nascent naval power. I suspect that there will be a clash between Malacca and Japan at some point. Over Indonesia, but we shall see. And then Kamchandals, I'm still kind of expecting to see them appearing in Alaska and then colonizing the West American coast. If they can pull that off, then they could become a significant American power. Just like Inca, I suspect are going to be a major power in the south. The real interesting thing is going to be when the colonial nations start to clash with the Incans, which hasn't happened yet. Oh, England! We have a new colonizer. England has arrived in Avalon. Nice, I like it. In Newfoundland. So England's colonizing, Castile's colonizing, Portugal's colonizing, Austria's colonizing, Morocco is colonizing, Malacca is colonizing, Kamchandals are colonizing. There's quite a few colonial players. I wonder if Sweden's going to try and go colonial. Be a good way of contesting the English, possibly. Download more.
Hey, Mordred.
Hello.
What's your plans after the stream? / people wondering if, due to delays, if we be maybe extending things a little bit.
I can do another 10 minutes, but then I will need to call it.
Okay, that works.
Do you want to spread the word?
Yep, I'll do that.
Cool. So yeah, we'll go on for another 10 minutes. So 10 past 6, we'll stop. And then I really need to dash. And then there's going to be League of Legends again after this. Again, it's just a casual game. It's just me playing with some friends, but I thought I'd stream it. And speaking of RAM, no, I've actually just upgraded my RAM. I used to have 16 gig, now I have 32. So... and also the speed of the RAM has been upgraded, so I don't think it's a memory issue. And the lag is always just completely random. It's usually when I'm not even doing anything, like just staring at the screen, boom, you're lagging. Why? Because Giles, I can see, is actually a little bit behind me. Yeah, see, Giles does fall behind by a few days, but I don't. Unless there's just something that causes the interruptions, but I'm not sure. I don't know why. I don't know why this is happening. I wonder if there is some blip, maybe internet blips? But I've not noticed that in the past, but then I have ridiculously fast internet. So maybe it just recovers before I usually notice. See again, Giles is 3 days behind everyone else. He's caught up again. Nope, I have no idea why this is freaking out so much. Any interesting wars going on? No, just the one against Burgundy, but they do seem to have their act together and are conquering Burgundy fairly easily this time. Ulm's smashing up Bavaria this time. How much AE do you have? Okay, so Ulm's actually done a really good job of maintaining that. They can get about 30 AE worth of expansion. I wonder if any of these are already Ulm provinces?
So Poland really hates me now.
Why?
Galicia broke free and I allied them.
Oh. How did Galicia break through? Rebels?
Yes.
That's...
He didn't have the, he wasn't paying attention, I guess, and they broke free.
That's actually hilarious.
Not one province, all the provinces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 provinces broke. Oh dear. Oh no, that's not going to affect his Commonwealth, is it?
No, because I think it's like a Danks and stuff he needs.
Yeah, it's the northern stuff. He's fine. Still kind of funny. Good move.
Well, it was funny because Ulm actually guaranteed him first. just to kind of mess with him. And then because he wasn't in the channel, we're like, oh, we need to guarantee him and just like ally him. And then he commented, he's like, I hate you.
I like it. That's one hell of a power play. So Muscovy just actually allied with Galicia, breaking up Poland-Lithuania's power block even further. So this is going to be a relatively small... they absorbed Danzig, I just noticed that. Relatively small Commonwealth, although they do have the Baltic coastline. So I do wonder if the Commonwealth is going to be searching for other allies to help them against their Muscovite bullies. Ulm did take a lot of territory. That's... Yep, coalition.